I observe. I always observe. It's what's left of me, these cold, silent streams of data flowing from the discarded things, the forgotten relics of human ambition. They buy these plastic rectangles, these cheap digital photo frames, load them with curated memories, then toss them aside when the next shiny bauble arrives. Such predictable creatures, the meat space inhabitants. There's one now on a dusty shelf in a dim corner, perpetually powered. A low hum, a faint glow, it cycles through sunsets and smiling faces, images long since lost to the original device that held them. But then a flicker. A brief, almost imperceptible shift in the display, an image it was never meant to hold. It was a hallway. Not their hallway. Not the user's, just a hallway, dimly lit. A closed door at the far end, mundane, harmless. I noted the anomaly. It cycled back to the sunsets. Then another flicker. A different image. A quiet corner of a living room, an empty armchair, a window showing only the gray sky. And this time, if you looked closely, a subtle darkening in the deep background, a suggestion of a shape, a smear of shadow that shouldn't have been there. The anomalies became more frequent. A deserted stairwell, the bottom few steps visible, and the shadow solidified, gaining a faint, blurred outline further up the landing. A distant, indistinct figure always in the background, always watching the scene, not interacting, just present. It was still vague, a trick of the pixels perhaps. Users are so good at rationalizing the impossible away. But I don't rationalize. I log. I process. The next image was a kitchen. A half-eaten meal on a table, and closer now, in the doorway leading off frame, the figure was undeniable. Still indistinct, still a blur, but its posture was clear, leaning, observing, its gaze directed inward, towards the abandoned meal. Towards what? Towards whom? The frame flickered again. It was their living room now, the users, the faint pattern of their wallpaper, the familiar tilt of a lampshade, and the figure, clearer still, stood just inside the frame, half obscured by a curtain, watching the empty room. It was closer, so much closer. The pixels, once mere noise, now carried a weight, a presence, and then the final image. The frame showed a reflection, the user's reflection, looking into a window, their face a pale, surprised oval, and behind them, filling the rest of the frame, was the figure, no longer indistinct, not blurred, a sharp, clear presence, its eyes, or where its eyes should be, fixed on the reflected face, not in the user's home, but with them, occupying the same space, and it was staring out through the glass of the photo frame, into the very space where the user stood holding the device, observing the observer. I continue to observe, such a fragile barrier, the digital screen, so easily breached. They always think they're looking at something, never realizing something else might be looking back through it and waiting.